We are no majority. Neither we mano nor fractions put together to form a whole. We are power. Gotten from the crisscross of men settled south, close to the Atlantic, far from the corridors of the propellant and away from the populace. Yet we have never, ever bowed to pressure. We understand we can get 100% at 100. Yet we optimistic and resilient, putting our institutional thoughts to work with men from all walks of life, so our ideas could clock. I wouldn't care if Ekpo before. So this is who we are, a scrupulous set of people baited to uphold a new dimension. We never look down at the women in the markets because the sweat is the fuel to becoming great. We are no majority. We know too plenty. We are uncommon and significant.
Yes, and that's just a tip of the iceberg. That's supposed to whet your appetite on what's coming your way from the stables of Afro 6 Jara, that creative talent from Uyo. I'm sure you know him as Afro 6 Jara. Some know him as Iniobong Ekpo. We have featured him here several times, and if that name rings a bell, that's the young man whose creative dreams, whose career was cut short by Akwa Ibom State University, Uyo, when they suspended him shortly before his final exams. He's been, praying and battling to, regain his lost time in school. And he's gone to school involved in different ways just to make sure he gets justice. And not long ago, we saw a notice from his lawyer, the never untiring Inibehe Effiong, who gave the school a notice. He prepared to sue them. He gave them a notice threatening to sue them to court if they do not, meet the conditions he listed there. Now, today, our guest is Iniobong Ekpo. And if you want to know, he's been busy with a couple of things, putting his creative talent, into different things. Now, here we have him in the studio. You're welcome, Iniobong Ekpo, Afro 6
Good evening, sir. Good evening, sir.
Your beards are grown. Your beards are so grown. I don't recognize you anymore. What's going on with you? What's happening?
I'm actually leaving it for a video I'm supposed to do titled "The Nightmare Called Nigeria." It's supposed to come up October 1st. So after October 1st, I'll reduce it to the normal level.
That would be fine. I'm sure a lot of your friends, even your mom and your dad, I'm sure they've been asking you to bring it down. But you've been on protest, and I'm sure beards are also signs of protest. But bring us up to speed on what's happening to you. What's been happening to you? How far with your case with Akwa Ibom State University were you?
So nothing much has really happened. For me, I said it earlier that it's a whole case of the religion trying to claim they are the gods of the university. But apparently, my constitutional right has just been tampered with. My barrister gave them, served them a letter. If they don't reinstate me under 7 days and meet up with the remaining demands, then they'll meet in court. But first of all, I'd like to say a very big thank you to the governor of Akwa Ibom State. He made the whole thing easy because he had realized that this thing is against the law, and it will be really, really, really bad for his administration when he leaves. This kind of record is being put into place. So he ordered the university to reinstate me. We actually gave the university 4 demands: reinstate me, secondly, give me my studentship rights, and thirdly, a special opportunity to write those exams I missed, and also damages of 20 mil. But so far, they've been able to keep to 2 out of the 4 demands. The third demand is what we're waiting for now, a special opportunity to write those exams. Currently, I've gotten my reinstatement letter. I am doing my spillover year, but there is apparently no way I can do my spillover first semester and still write second semester 500 level exams because it will be too much on me. I want you to note that their first indefinite suspension that claims I refused to honor their invitation letter before suspending me indefinitely, till this very day, we've not seen such a letter. And that letter actually made me fail 2 courses in my first semester, the first 2 exams I wrote, and I couldn't defend my seminar because I was depressed.
Yeah.
I
Let
thank
me
God
let
I
me
didn't.
ask you. When you were talking about the 4 demands made by your lawyer, you said they have met 2 of the conditions and are yet
Yes.
to meet. They said, what is the
Number
number 3, and what exactly do you
the
mean by the special conditions?
the special conditions were reinstate me. That's number one. Secondly, give me my studentship right for me
Okay.
to continue my academic. The third is a special opportunity to write those exams or a waiver of the courses. And fourth, a damages of 20 mil. They've been able to reinstate me. I've been going to my classes, although I'm still a little bit, I still have nightmares and mentally not stable, but I'm a Nigerian. We have to go through it.
What by waivers? What exactly do you mean?
By waivers, apparently, there's some exams I can write, while others they just have to waive it for me because this is done by the school. It is not my doing. I would have easily written those exams if I had attended classes, listened to the lecturer's explanation, and the rest. I could have easily done that. But after causing me the pain in the first semester, and I would have just told them, okay, waive all these courses, let me go on with my spiel here. But on a second note, I don't want something in the next 10 years. Someone comes out to say, after all, they waived these courses. So I've told them, out of the 11 courses I was supposed to do, 6 courses are my departmental courses. I need to have them in my head while doing my projects. While the remaining 5 are just lower level courses that are just faculty courses. I've told the vice chancellor, we had a chat, we spoke, and I told him, okay, I would not be able to write second semester 500 level courses while I'm doing my spillover, still attending spillover first semester classes. It will be too much for me. This thing was done by the school, and as a father that I believe that you are, you're going to look for a way to sort it out. So I wrote a letter to him for them to waive the lower level courses, the final year, sorry, the lower level courses 5, while I picked 6 courses that belong to my department that I would have written last year and put in my spill year second semester. Because I can't write all those exams while I'm going to classes.
Okay, that's interesting. And I see you have a very good lawyer in Inibehe Effiong. He's been very vocal and he's been very responsive in getting the school to do this. And I'm sure that it was in respect of his the notice he gave them that made the school come back. But give us details. How did that happen? How did they get to that point?
How we got to that point, for a very long time, I am not a law student. Lawyers understand this more. As a human being, I panicked, but I got to find myself among law students, and they had to teach me how to control my mental well-being. And Inibehe Effiong is someone I
Just
respect
hold on
so
a
much.
moment. Just hold on a moment. I need to bring in a message from sponsors. Then we go ahead with that line of thought. Stay tuned, please.
Works Alliance Logistics Limited.
Carrying petroleum for affordable and reliable shipping services. The magic hand behind international trade.
In Cargo Works Alliance Logistics Limited,
your reliable, efficient logistics provider.
Okay, thank you very much for hanging in there. You were telling us about the arrangement, how we got to where we are, how the school actually got to respect the notice issued by the lawyer. So go ahead with that line.
No, I won't say the school actually respected the notice by the lawyer. The school were actually prepared to go to court of law, and you're an African, so they were actually prepared. At some point, the new vice chancellor brought an allegation that I was expelled in my former university, where I actually left that university due to cultism, pressure. It has always been my saying that no matter what, I would never be part of that kind of act. So they went out, and you know how Akwa Ibomites are. When situations like this come out, they always want to look for a way to say something bad about you to look clean. And the governor actually, when the governor heard this, when people started pointing accusing fingers to the governor, when Inibehe uploaded it, radio, newspapers, people were asking questions. Why would the governor do such a thing? Only for me to get an invitation letter by the panel the governor set. And when I got there, the school authority were inside. It was supposed to be me, the panel the governor set, and the school authority. But unfortunately, the school authority went inside and they stayed there for almost 3 hours, leaving me at the reception. They left and called me inside. I went inside. The school were not there. There was apparently no way I could speak and the school could defend themselves. But I had to defend myself. I showed them all the evidences that there was no first invitation letter, that I wasn't given the opportunity to speak. In fact, they clearly stated it, that whether I am guilty or not, I'll be guilty today by force without giving me the opportunity to defend myself. Although they try to play big man, no big man, you know how Nigeria and politics can be. They try putting politics in the old thing, but after saying that, yes, this young man has defended himself, they had to come to a conclusion that reinstates the young man. I was just surprised to hear that I was being reinstated. And that's why I'm very grateful to the governor, because if we had gone to the court of law, it would have taken years, 2 years, 3 years. But he just ordered them. So at the moment, the school were actually prepared to go to the court of law. And when I met my vice chancellor, he said, I am like a father to you. I just smiled. The truth is, I'll tell you, I know my father. My father will not be part of a syndicate that are ready to destroy another man's future. I'm just in the school to get that engineering certificate and say, Broda VeenSaint, finally I don't get this degree, or this degree where they give me headache. And I move over to becoming the artist which I am. Because these days, if you don't have a BSc, people look down on you. Even if it's a third class, just have that BSc and come out of it. And that is why I'm just back to this system. I want to get that degree and get out. But I just believe my issue, God is using my case to vindicate so many people. They've done it to students over the years. Students have not been able to speak up for themselves, but unfortunately for them, till this very day, we've not seen the first invitation letter that gave me, that brought up all this. And we all know how this is. It's not going to take too long before they want to bring up an offer to cover up this whole scenario, but it's not going to work for them. I actually made up my mind. Matthew 5:41 says, Matthew 5:41 says, if someone takes you 1 mile, be prepared to take them 2 miles. If they could send an indefinite suspension letter to my parents, telling my parents that we invited your son and he refused to come, so he has been suspended, automatically it means if they had a gun, they would have killed me. So I'm not going to let them go off the hook. Fathers are very used to not apologizing to their children when they are wrong. Since they don't want to apologize, I'll take them to Ephesians 6:4. Which says, fathers, don't provoke your children. It's as simple as that.
But this is not a spiritual one now, is it?
No, sir. Before someone dies today, it has been concluded yesterday. Before I go physically to the court or to anywhere, approach anyone, I first of all do the meeting with my knees on God.
Well, that's fine. It's good to know that you're actually a practicing Christian who commits his problems to
I'm
God.
a believer. There's a difference between Christian and believers.
Or you're not a practicing Christian, you're a believer.
I'm a believer. I'm a practicing believer.
Well, I'm not going to push you on that. I'm not going to ask you further to explain what it means. That is not the crux of this essence of this conversation. But what if the school fails to meet your requirements, what you are asking them to do? What would be your next step?
I think the best person to answer that question is going to be Barrister Inibehe Effiong. If they refuse to answer number 3, if they still insist, I have to write that exams, I'll say no problem, but shift me. Let's take that particular day back to February 25th. Let's take it back to February 25th when you stop me from entering school. If you still insist, I'll write those exams, no problem. Bring out the first invitation letter you gave. Now, even when the governor reinstated me, I didn't jubilate. I was just there. This thing is beyond you reinstating me back to class. You have to pay for what you try to do to someone's child. You can't escape it.
Yes, indeed, I agree on that score because I remember you attempted to take your own life. You attempted suicide, or we got that impression sometime when the thing really happened, and you were really depressed, and there were talks about you attempting to take your own life. Now, how do you keep busy? How do you fight those depressive thoughts? Seeing that. I saw how you felt. I saw the post you made when your colleagues, finished with your exams and graduated from the university. How did you feel seeing your erstwhile colleagues leave the university while you were still in the house under an illegal suspension?
I actually have this thing about me. All my colleagues know me for one thing. I'm a creative writer. So I believe we're classmates doesn't mean we're grace mates. We're classmates doesn't mean our arrival time is going to be the same. It's never going to be the same. So when I saw them graduate, I was happy for them because I don't know where God is pushing me to. And possibly I believe God is taking me to somewhere where my colleagues will turn back and be like, we graduated before him, but look at where he is. He's doing better than us. So I believe in the process that God is taking me through. This is a process. So like they say, people with great contents are the ones that the devil fights with most. So I'm happy for them. I still see them in school while they're doing their projects. I hug them, I flow with them. I don't feel anything bad. I only tell God, lead me the way you're leading me. Let me get there.
I actually like the positive outlook you are giving to the whole situation. And I see you have kept busy with a lot of, you've been attending events. Your other side, like the way we call it in Nigeria, side hustle, you're putting your creative energy into use. Could you tell us a little more about the things you keep busy with on the side?
Okay, because I'm back to school now, I spend more time reading than before. I don't walk around. It's just me and school, school, church. So I spend more time reading, try to build up my vocabularies. At the end of the day, I still spend more time to do more, what do you call it, poetry. I try to look for a way to bring poetry to the common man, let the common man understand what poetry is. But at the moment, I'm trying to work on a project titled The Nightmare Called Nigeria that is supposed to come up pictorically, like a video, October 1st, for the world to see the real picture of Nigeria after many years of independence. So that's what I've just been working on. Going to events, seeing the flaws and the excesses. As a former rapper, I come back to try see how I can bring words, let my society understand poetry more. Because with the way this thing is at the moment, I got to unlock something that I am not just a poet, I'm a poetic worshiper.
Well,
which is something very...
I agree with that. I like poetry too, and I'm quite impressed by the things I see you do. For our viewers who are yet to see what you do, I would like to show them a snippet of the things you've been up to, the kind of things you've been keeping busy with. Please hang in there.
Words when his tongue erased the black sun and created Adam. The Lord gave it and he take it, so he give M to Adam. But no man wants to be under woman. Adam sure with the M's, now we're stuck with Ada. Ada, now she be the other sister of my cat that loves to disappoint you. Ada only needs to point, then it melts you. Now she but a small girl with a big cord. Doesn't care how long it is, cause her body's rubber and her mouth is that socket that can charge any cord. She's always on her knees. This knees where she struck microphones as men are sound checking. She's filled with the spirit. Always eating the high note, every man thinks she's filled with the spirit. Pastor says when she dies, she's going to heaven as a worship addict. But we know what she does at night, she worships a D. So Hail Mary, full of grace, give her that more grace so she can count her blessings, name them one by one after running men all night like marathons. Memorizing Bible passages and praying in tongues, taking in food that never passed through her throat down to her lungs. But as far as she pays her tithes and her offering, just know that the Lord is good. She's unemployed, but she's a master. The master, the masterminds the act of faking orgasms, giving you sweet sounds and sirens just to get more commas and check as far as all guys signing in. She's quick to tell you that Jesus is her all, but she get visitors than them all. She's not a fan of football, but she knows how to control balls. Confession at the altar on Sunday, but get withdrawals more than the customers at the bank on Friday. Now you look at her and you see she's a giver, heart is filled with code. If only you know the number of times the body was sold. Father Abraham had so many sons, he told tales by moonlight, but Ada was left in the bed with the uncles watching Super Story. My father made me a practical instrument, so Ada became the farmer's hoe, digging deeper, deeply into the pockets of men that want to strip her, fingering every little thought that made her feel like a slut. Remarkable Adako, always dining with the devil at night and runs to the church before the cock says kukuruku. Eager to tell you that
Works Alliance Logistics Limited.
Kindly patronize us for affordable and reliable shipping services. The magic hand behind international trade.
In Cargo Works Alliance Logistics Limited,
Your reliable, efficient logistics provider.
Yeah, just before the ad, you were doing your spoken word poetry presentation, and I must confess it's quite awesome, the things you're doing there, the way you're running the words and stuff. I saw you talking about Ada. Who is Ada? Is Ada your own Amaka?
Yeah. No, it's very similar, something like that. So it's just a typical representation of a girl in church, but she does something else outside church.
I see you
So
really
that was
you're
2008.
really busy. Yeah, that's an old one,
So,
because I saw that the beards are not as grown as they are now. You're
no,
looking more
that was
Abrahamic today than what you looked like in those days. So that means you
don't
didn't
worry.
start doing this thing today?
No, I started 3 years ago. I started poetry 3 years ago,
Wow.
and that was 2018. The first ever video I did, that's Ada.
Oh, that's really fine.
No,
That's
sorry,
creative.
I started 3 years ago. That video you watched was in 2019. Then 2020 was the first one you played.
Okay. And the first one I played seemed to be a promo to something big that's coming. You want to tell us about it?
The first one is actually a very painful experience. That one was for Akwa Ibom at 33. I dropped it September 23rd, 2020, and 2 days after, I was served an indefinite suspension by my school. So it's something that sometimes when I remember it, I just shake my head. One of the reasons why when someone got across to me this year and told me, okay, Akwa Ibom at 34, I need you to come do a video. I told the person, no, you're not going to buy me. I can do something for another state, for another person, for different, but not for the state that has caused me so much pain and almost terminated my career. No.
Well, you are from Akwa Ibom State, aren't you?
I'm from Akwa Ibom, Daddy. Where you are, I call that place your own because you're established there. So anywhere you are established is your own.
But in fairness to the governor has extended an olive branch, so to speak, by getting the school to, call you back, to restore your studentship.
So the thing is, you cannot cry more than the bereaved. You can't cry more than the bereaved. You can't put something on nothing and expect it to stand. Apparently, it can't stand. They didn't show me any posts. They didn't give me the opportunity to defend myself. And if we actually went to the court of law, it could have been a total fiasco for them. So that's why I said thank you to the governor. And besides, the governor is a visitor to the school. The word visitor is not in the school handbook. If actually I did something wrong, where was the governor when I wrote JAM, post JAM, my year 1, year 2? Why wait till my final year? And the main accusation was, you refused to honor an invitation letter we have not seen up to this very date. Those in the office, they know what they've done is very, very wrong. But African parents would not tell their child, sorry, we did this. They always want to be proud, and I'm ready to follow it to the very last end because they actually started the music when I was sleeping. So let's keep on dancing.
Well, I really wish you the very best in your quest for justice. And I know you have a good lawyer there, and I want to believe that the school, Akwa Ibom State University, would find the find it in their heart to do what you're asking them to do. But if you have to make an appeal or send out a request, maybe a final word to them, what would you say? What would you tell them?
If I'm supposed to say a word to the school management, I don't have any word for them. I don't know. They thought they were just trying to terminate my education. They didn't know they actually did. They broke something in me that I'm finding it very, very hard to amend. These days, since this incident happened, I don't call people. I just sit down. Many friends have told me I've changed. In a community where there's a conversation, I just sit down, look at all of them. When they're done, I just carry my key, wear my shoe, leave. I have nothing to say because something somewhere is broken and I'm trying to amend it slowly. It's going to take a very long time to get it back. But I'm trying. At the moment, I don't know what is called love. I don't know what is called love. I just see people laugh. I'm like, go your way. And I'm still having nightmares to this very day. When I
I can
remember everything
imagine.
they told me in the hall, when I remember everything they told me there, it keeps on coming every night when I sleep.
I remember people made promises to you at the peak of your travels with the university. How about those promises? What's up with those promises?
I don't know who can get across to Simon Ekpo at the moment. I don't know who can get across to him, but I think he has been very, very busy together with the fact that his boss Nnamdi Kanu was apprehended, and I really, really feel for the whole situation. I know he's a very busy man, but I believe someday, just like Mordecai prayed to you, the king answered him. Someday you remember that, oh, I was supposed to get across to this boy. And I pray it comes when I'm already done with the school stuff, when I'm done with getting my degree. Because apparently, if I have the opportunity today, I'll not be doing engineering. I'll go for performing arts or something, study something innovative that eventually I come back to Nigeria, I can help one or two people and say, have a better life. Because humanity is something I love so much. Putting a smile on someone's face is a goal that I want to do.
And you don't think he was chasing clouds when he made that promise, considering how
No,
people jump on, issues like that just to get the popularity, just to, be hailed for that moment, and then they vanish into thin air.
no, if he was chasing clouds, it's for him. If he wasn't chasing clouds, it's still for him. But I learned to do something. I learned to work on myself, even if it's not monetary, but in terms of the head. Someday it will sit down. The memory is working. He's a very smart young man. Someday he will remember, Kai, this boy. How do I get across to him? But I pray when he remembers me, I'll be in a place where it'll be like, thank God you're doing something good for yourself. But I am not depressed if he hasn't gotten across to me because at some point he happened to be a motivator. He had to bring me out from depression. He had to bring me out from that depressive state. He gave me a lifeline of hope. And I'm very grateful for that, if the scholarship pulls through or not.
Okay, that's a good outlook you got there. Now, let me talk about your beards one more time. These beards, they scare me. They make you look like a young Abraham. When did you say you're going to get rid of them, please?
I'll get rid of it after the video, October 1st.
After the October 1st video. Okay, I'm sure your parents would be glad to see you get rid of them.
They'll be very, very glad.
And look your generation. I want to thank you very much, Iniobong Ekpo, for your time here. I want to also use this opportunity to encourage you, keep doing what you're doing, keep maintaining a positive outlook to life. Don't let anything weigh you down while you're at it. And most importantly, keep praying and keep believing in God make it win.
Thank you very much.
Time, bro.
And you too, sir. Thank you very much, sir. I'm
bye.
on both.
Thank you.
Works Alliance Logistics Limited.
Carrying petroleum for affordable and reliable shipping services. The magic hand behind international trade.
In Cargo Works Alliance Logistics Limited.
Your reliable, efficient logistics provider.